Hey everyone, I hope I'm audible and visible. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? I hope everybody can see me and hear me clearly. I have been trying to start the session, but it took me a while. Very happy Diwali to one and all, guys. Let's quickly get into the session if I'm audible and visible. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? I can see some of the comments. We'll wait for everyone to respond before we start. Okay, so it's going to be a quick revision of some of the grammar concepts we've learned earlier and then some of the vocabulary we'll be looking at. Hi, Shekhar. Very good evening. I hope everyone's keeping well. You have a doubt, Shekhar. What's the doubt? Let's have your doubt first. Guys, whatever doubts you have, we can discuss that first. Wherever challenges you face, whether it's a strategy, whether it's the basic concepts of any of the topics you want me to cover, we can pick them up. सेक्शनल में 30+ आ रहे हैं लेकिन मॉक में नहीं आ रहे हैं शिखर इसका मतलब टाइम मैनेजमेंट इज अ प्रॉब्लम वेरी गुड इवनिंग शिव सो टाइम मैनेजमेंट का मतलब है you are good with the concept but when you are under pressure you're not able to perform, right? So for that, what we can do the best is we can try some mocks first without timing, then maybe with timing. सारे सेक्शन दे दिए, हाँ 30+ है लेकिन मॉक में 15 से 20 ऐसे. हाँ तो that's because maybe you one thing could be that you are reattempting those sectional tests and that's why you feel that it's touching 30+. Maybe you're still landing somewhere 20 to 22. ऐसा भी हो सकता है. अगर आपने सारे फ्रेश टेस्ट उठाए हैं और तब भी आपका 30+ टच कर रहा है सेक्शनल में, एंड व्हेन इट कम्स टू योर मॉक्स you are lagging behind, still touching only 20 max, that means you are not able to focus your questions on like with the proper timing. So time management is the key we need to practice on. Fresh questions है, हाँ तो फिर आपको टाइम मैनेजमेंट के लिए प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा. पहली चीज, जो आप सेक्शनल टेस्ट भी ले रहे हो उसको भी अंडर टाइम, जस्ट feel that if it is giving you say 30 seconds for a question, you try to solve it within 15 seconds. That's how you should be pushing it for yourself. Ha, this is not for cat is okay. Shiv, basically these questions which we'll be covering are going to be basic grammar questions जो आपको NMAT में, SNAP में, OMET से basically other management entrance test में you'll find them most of the times. But I cannot say that this is not important for cat, right? Cat में right away grammar questions नहीं आते, but vocabulary grammar कहीं ना कहीं indirectly test होता है. When it comes to the options they serve you, the RCs, you'll find that it is something which is based on some of the grammatical concepts, but they've twisted the options with would and should, right? So I can't say that this is not going to be primarily important for cat, but yes, majorly going to be focused on the OMETs. That is the other entrance tests we have, like ZAT, SNAP, etc. Okay, Shikha, for you, the only suggestion I have is that first attempt your mocks without time, then see your marks, then attempt it with time, so that we have an understanding key whether it's the concept or is it the timing itself which is a problem. If it is a time, then सारे mocks को आप बहुत मतलब time focus करके करना पड़ेगा, because we are trying to get the maximum questions done accurately within the given span of time, right? So आपके questions का accuracy मुझे लगता है कि ठीक है. The only thing it's facing issue is when you are forced with a certain span of time, how do you then execute it? So then we need to change our strategy. Okay, we'll work on mocks first without time, then with time. That's something which will help you to maybe touch your mock scores as well, close to 30+. All right, so this is one thing. Any other doubts we have, guys? Any other questions you have which you feel that we can discuss it before we start with the session? How's your RC prep going? How are you guys dealing with the reading comprehension? Did we start with that chart I recommended to you one day to practice, from Aeon, Finshots, and different genres and different sources to follow on different weekdays? भगवान भरोसे चल रहा है तुषार, ऐसे नहीं चलती है लाइफ. भगवान सिर्फ वॉच कर सकते हैं, ऑब्जर्व करके तुम्हें उसके अकॉर्डिंग सोल्यूशन दे सकते हैं मे बी, बट इवेंचुअली यू गोना वॉक ऑन दैट पाथ. तो हियर आई एम गिविंग यू सम स्ट्रेटजीज. आई वुड पुश यू टू वॉक ऑन दैट पाथ. बट अगर डायरेक्शन मिलने के बाद भी नहीं चलना है तो भगवान भी कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे. ठीक है, फिर वो 15-20 भी टच नहीं करेगा. हाँ, रीडिंग सेक्शन ऑन माई जोन इज ओके रेस्ट, बट देन वी नीड टू टच अपॉन अदर टॉपिक्स इज वेल. वहां पे आपको कुछ कुछ सेक्शंस मिल जाएंगे प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए, विच इज फेयर. बट एज आई टोल्ड यू कि यू नीड टू प्रैक्टिस फ्रॉम द हिंदू एडिटोरियल, राइट? यू गोना प्रैक्टिस फ्रॉम इट एवरी डे. I asked you to read Aeon on a regular basis, at least thrice a week. Finshots के आर्टिकल मैंने आपको बोला था कि आपको रोज पढ़ने हैं. ठीक है, then we also discussed about other sources like Scientific America, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, and also Ken, right? So for business and political news, you can follow that. That will help you to enhance your reading comprehension, basically comprehending skills. Scoring 175 plus in NMAT mocks, can I reach to 234? Sumit, definitely you can. The only thing you got to focus on is how much time are you devoting. And before that, you need to figure out where are we lagging right now. ऐसा तो नहीं बोल सकते कि आप 175 से 234 पे नहीं जाओगे. Of course you can. Maybe there are some topics you are struggling with. If you can score well there, I think nobody can stop you. But first figure out what is that, what is stopping your scores from 175, like 235 to just 175. Where is this gap coming in? Is it because of time management? You know the concepts, but you're not able to, manage time enough. How much seconds to focus on a particular type of question? What is your strength? What is your weakness? Maybe you haven't dwelled upon that much. So please start with the analysis. पहले तो अपना करंट स्कोर देखो कि अभी जो सिचुएशन है, व्हाट द करंट स्टेटस क्यो इज, अभी हम कहाँ हैं. फर्स्ट यू डिसाइड दैट, whether it's the concept, whether it's the time management, whether it's the accuracy of the questions. Once you've decided on that, then pick your weakness. ठीक है, वीकनेस को थोड़ा स्ट्रेंथन करने की कोशिश करो, और जो स्ट्रेंथन किया हुआ है उसको और स्ट्रॉन्ग करना है. और सबसे अच्छा तरीका क्या है कि अगर आपको पता है कि समथिंग इज योर स्ट्रेंथ, you better keep on brushing on that. And then once you know that this is your weakness, this is your strength, this is how you're practicing every day, then start with taking sectional tests, practicing mocks, and push yourself for time, right? Because time management, of course, is the most important thing, whether it's your NMAT, whether you're writing CAT. टाइम अगर मैनेज नहीं कर पा रहे हो तो कॉन्सेप्ट्स का भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. ठीक है, सो प्लीज मेक श्योर दैट यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग टाइम इनफ टू एनालाइज your test taking methodology or the strategy you're following. Does it really work for you? आप शायद हो सकता है 5 मिनट एक क्वेश्चन पे दे रहे हो एंड वो क्वेश्चन शायद आपके लीग का है ही नहीं. It's either too tough for you to solve, or it's from something you don't really like to practice much. So first you understand where is the problem, where's your weakness, what's your strength, and accordingly devote your time. And then once you're done with your analysis of your accuracy, your time management, or your strengths and weaknesses, then start focusing on the sectional test. Once you're good with the sectional test, push yourself for the mocks, and then push yourself for the time management thing. राइट, डेली आरसी 4 आरसी करता हूँ और 2 आर्टिकल कर रहा हूँ. क्या मुझे एक एऑन के लिए टाइम निकालना होगा क्या? तुषार, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन इज इट? एऑन के आर्टिकल में कितना टाइम लगता है? आई टोल्ड यू इट प्रोमिनेंटली राइट्स देयर कि 15 से 20 मिनट्स लगेगा पढ़ने में, और आर्टिकल इतना लेवल का होता है और इतना टाइम का भी होता है कि उसमें आराम से 15 से 20 मिनट लगेगा. ठीक है, अब अगर आपके पास दिन के 15 मिनट भी नहीं है, then I think you're the most busiest, Tata of the country right now. But I believe that since you are reading 4 RCs a day, 15 minutes और आप devote कर सकते हो. ठीक है, एऑन का आर्टिकल अगर आप रोज भी पढ़ लोगे, रोज नहीं पढ़ पा रहे, अगर ऑल्टरनेट डेज भी करते हो, I think that would be good enough. But please make sure that you read and on a regular basis. 1 hours हो जाता है, एऑन में 1 घंटा लग रहा है, इसका मतलब आपको रीडिंग स्पीड पे काम करना पड़ेगा तुषार. दैट्स आल्सो वन थिंग. गाइस, व्हेन यू रीड, प्लीज कीप अ चेक ऑन योर टाइम. प्लीज कीप अ चेक ऑन दैट यू डू नॉट गेट लॉस्ट इन द पैसेज यू रीडिंग. पढ़ो लेकिन स्किप कर करके पढ़ो. Wherever you feel that the author is singing the same song again and again, you can skip that portion, move to the next. Okay, सो दिस शुड नॉट बी अ चैलेंज एनीवे. मतलब 15 मिनट की जगह 20 मिनट भी अगर इन्वेस्ट करोगे ऐसे, इट इज ओके. बट इफ यू इन्वेस्टिंग 1 hour ऑन जस्ट एन एन आर्टिकल, आई वुड से दैट फर्स्ट यू लर्न हाउ टू रीड द आर्टिकल्स. मतलब कोई भी पैसेज पढ़ रहे हो, कोई भी आरसी पढ़ रहे हो, उसको स्किम एंड स्कैन करके पढ़ना है. ऐसे पूरा याद करने के लिए 1 घंटा नहीं पढ़ना है. ठीक है. दैट्स समथिंग यू कैन नॉट keep practicing now when we're almost touching the boundaries of these exams, right? So please manage your time accordingly. आरसी को पढ़ने का एक टेक्निक है, उस टेक्निक को फॉलो करो rather than just sleeping over the RCs or trying to grab the entire portion which is given to you. RCs are given to you just to test your comprehending powers and not to see whether you're able to grab the entire passage which is given to you, whether you have knowledge related to it or not. Knowledge नहीं टेस्ट करा कोई आपकी. They just want to know कि ये पैसेज दिया है, इससे रिलेटेड ये क्वेश्चन है, क्या आप ये पैसेज पढ़ के इसके इस वाले पैराग्राफ में से इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर कर पा रहे हो कि नहीं. बस एवरीथिंग इज इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. So for that you need to learn how to read first. Okay. If you want, we can have a session on reading comprehension strategies as well, if you feel that is so important. And if that would help you, I think we can save on that 1 hour portion and make it at least clock to 20-25 minutes. Okay, any more doubts we have, or shall we move to the questions, guys? Anything related to strategy, anything related to closest mocks you wrote and you found that, okay, consistently not getting more than 66 in LS, want to search more on the 76 plus. Okay, I struggle in doing all 36 questions in 28 minutes. So now you can see 36 questions at 28 minutes hai. If you're good in maths, you can pretty much figure out how many seconds you need to devote to per question. That's one thing. And then to a particular type of question. अगर आपको पता है कि 36 क्वेश्चंस 28 मिनट्स में करना है, तो 1 मिनट ईच क्वेश्चन भी नहीं है हमारे पास. ठीक है. इसका मतलब कुछ क्वेश्चंस ऐसे होंगे जिसको आप सेकंड्स में कर सकते हो. सो प्लीज फिगर आउट दोज क्वेश्चंस. उनको तो आपको स्किप करना ही नहीं है. 2, फिगर आउट योर स्ट्रेंथ्स एंड वीकनेस हियर. इट्स गोना हेल्प यू द मोस्ट. अगर आपको पता है कि आपकी कोई ऐसी वीकनेस से क्वेश्चन आया जो आपको पसंद ही नहीं है, सपोज कोई पैराजंबल का क्वेश्चन आ गया जिसमें आपको पता है कि मुझे आराम से 5 मिनट लग जाता है, उसको आप 40 सेकंड्स में नहीं सॉल्व कर पाओगे. राइट सुमित? उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? उसके लिए ऐसे क्वेश्चंस को ढूंढ के स्किप करने की आदत डालनी पड़ेगी. Which are the questions which I feel are definitely going to take in my, all the time, which are going to drink all the extra seconds I have. So we'll make sure that we push it out. We're not forcing ourselves to, completely read that entire thing. And second thing, if you are struggling to get more than 66, it could also be your concepts rather than just the time management, Sumit. So please figure out, are you able to solve the different level of questions, the different difficulty levels of questions? All topics, are you thorough with them? If you're still facing challenges with the topic, if you're still facing challenges with a certain concept, accuracy कैसे बढ़ाएंगे? आमिर, accuracy के लिए all you got to focus is the concepts first. अगर आपको लगता है कि किसी टॉपिक में आपके क्वेश्चंस बार बार गलत हो रहे हैं, इसका मतलब आपको accuracy प्रॉब्लम है. ठीक है. So what do we need to do? You need to go back to the fundamentals. लाइफ में ऐसे ही होता है ना, जब क्वेश्चन डिसीजन मेकिंग पे आता है और आपको नहीं समझ आता कि क्या करना है, तो आप अपने बेसिक फंडामेंटल्स मॉरल्स पे जाते हो. ठीक है. एंड उन मॉरल्स के अकॉर्डिंग डिसीजन लेते हो कि मुझे इस मोमेंट पे क्या करना है. वैसे ही आपका VARC भी है. इट्स नॉट बेस्ड ऑन मॉरल्स बट इट्स बेस्ड ऑन फंडामेंटल्स. So first you figure out if a concept is being tested again and again and you're making the same mistake again and again, go back to the concepts, go back to the fundamentals, revisit them, figure out if you can maybe revise those concepts, get to another difficulty level of questions. Basic level से थोड़ा medium level solve करेंगे, फिर उसके बाद toughest level of questions solve करेंगे. अगर आप वहां तक पहुंच गए हो and still there's the same issue, then maybe we need to sit for it. बट अगर आपने ये भी फिगर आउट नहीं किया है कि क्या मेरा स्ट्रेंथ है, क्या मेरा वीकनेस है, क्या मुझे इस प्रॉब्लम में कॉन्सेप्चुअल इशू आ रहा है रादर देन टाइम मैनेजमेंट, देन आई थिंक स्टेप 1 इज टू फिगर आउट द कॉन्सेप्ट्स. राइट आमिर? 10-15 से ज्यादा स्कोर नहीं आ रहा. तो इसका मतलब यू नीड टू रीविजिट ऑल योर कॉन्सेप्ट्स. कॉन्सेप्चुअली चीजें गलत जा रही हैं, उसके लिए जस्ट फोकस ऑन द कॉन्सेप्ट्स फर्स्ट. ठीक है. आपको कोई भी है, क्वांट्स का टॉपिक है, वर्बल का टॉपिक है, सिर्फ आप एक बार जाके देखो कि कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है उसका, क्लास में क्या करा है, आरसी को सॉल्व कैसे करना है. आरसी को सॉल्व करने के सबके 100 तरीके होते हैं, बट व्हाट सूट्स यू. एंड व्हेन यू राइट अ मॉक, again, how do you figure out this particular thing works for me? For example, reading comprehension में generally I've seen people struggling a lot, by figuring out which RC to practice, which RC to leave. So what are we supposed to do? अगर अपने को यही क्लियर नहीं है कि कौन से वाले आरसी को मुझे छोड़ना है, कौन से वाले आरसी को केटर करना है, तो आप क्या करते हो? आप उसका फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ पढ़ लेते हो और फिर आप क्वेश्चन स्टेम चेक कर लेते हो, है ना? यू रीड द फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ, यू चेक ऑन ऑल द क्वेश्चन स्टेम्स एंड यू रियलाइज कि अच्छा, इनमें से ये 4 क्वेश्चन मेरे को लग रहा है कि मैं कर पाऊंगा, ये 2 क्वेश्चन टाइप मुझे नहीं लग रहा, इस आरसी को जल्दी से पढ़ के ये 4 क्वेश्चन कर लेता हूँ. दैट्स वन वे. Another way is you read the entire passage and then you move to the questions and then you solve it. So again, these can be two different strategies and both might be working. But what works for you, you need to figure out that first. ठीक है? तो डिफरेंट स्ट्रैटेजीज को ट्राई करो मॉक्स में, देखो तुम्हारे को क्या सूट कर रहा है. क्या पूरा आरसी पढ़ना सूट कर रहा है कि बिना आरसी पढ़े समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है कि कैसे करना है, या फिर फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ पढ़ के थोड़ा सा एक इंट्रोडक्शन लेके कि this is something that works for me, I can move to the questions. So figure out what works for you, right? Rather than me telling you that this is a strategy which is going to work for you. Right, Sumit? Controlling idea logic का पकड़ RC में increase होगा. हाँ, so question types, if we talk about in any RC, there are two sort of question types, right? One is direct, the other is indirect. Direct का मतलब fact based question होगा, indirect का मतलब inference based question होगा. ठीक है? तो जो fact based question है वो आपको right away passage को पढ़ के मिल जाएगा. 2 लाइन ऊपर 2 लाइन नीचे पढ़ोगे, you'll get the answer. If it's an inference based question, it's like tone of the author, title of the passage, contextual meaning of a certain word given in the passage. So then you need to go through that entire thing and then maybe figure out the answer. So अब इसमें idea वाला passage question हुआ, जैसे कि general idea of the passage, general structure of the passage or function of a particular paragraph in the passage. For that you need to have a basic central understanding of entire passage. So उसके लिए I would say फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ एंड देन एवरी पैराग्राफ का फर्स्ट लाइन इतना भी पढ़ लोगे तो कुछ आइडिया मिल जाएगा कि पैसेज किसके बारे में है, या ऑथर का टोनालिटी कैसे जा रहा है, इज ही सपोर्टिंग समथिंग, इज ही कंडेमिंग समथिंग, you get an idea on that. And then 2 or 3 questions you'll find here and there which are somewhere directly from the passage. उसमें आपको ज्यादा कुछ करना नहीं है, आपको जाके सिर्फ वो क्वेश्चन देखना है, उसके आंसर्स फिगर आउट करने हैं ऑप्शंस के बेस पे. you'll find कि 4 में से 2 ऑप्शंस बचते हैं लास्ट में, उनमें थोड़ा फाइट रहता है, उसमें भी when you go back to the passage and reread you get the answer. ठीक है? तो इतना मुश्किल नहीं है आरसी को सॉर्ट करना. if you want we'll pick some cat RCs from previous papers and solve it in class and I'll show you how a particular type of question can be pretty much solved from the information given in the passage. Right? Tushar, Sumit, are we good with this? Any more questions we have, guys? Any more questions? Any more doubts you have regarding the strategy, or shall we move to the grammar thing now? I think we can. Okay. So, okay, fine. Let's move to the questions. We'll quickly pick some random questions. Testing you on your tenses very, very quickly. Please have a look at the question and give me your answer, guys, in the chat box. Also tell me what is the tense of the passage, the sentence given here. Yes, Tushar, we can definitely connect for the strategy in another session as well. I'll give you a few more strategies with the RC and we'll see, whichever suits. Huh. Right, Ahmed, Saleh Ahmed, you right. You answered it correctly. How many pegs of vodka dash yesterday? Right? Did you drink? Do you drink? You have drank or you were drinking? Right? So what are we going to use? 2, 1. What is it? 2, 1? 2 का क्या मतलब है तुषार यहाँ पे? Pegs of vodka. Did you drink होना चाहिए. Did क्यों use करेंगे? Do, did, done, right? So it is did के साथ verb का first form, right? हाँ. So what is did here? Did is do का second form, right? So did you drink? We can't say drank here. Darshan Das. All right. I'll make sure we communicate only in English. I understand people might be there from different, geographical locations of the country. I'll make sure that I stick to English here. Okay. So how many pecks of vodka did you drink? Why did you drink? Because we are talking about did. If we are using did in the sentence, we make sure that we use the verb first form with it. So drink, drank, drunk. So what is the V1 here? Drink. So did you drink? How many packs of vodka did you drink? So answer is A for this. Please try this one. Interesting question again. Shakespeare dash dramas that are appearing to the people of all ages. This is something which was there in NMAT, guys. Very much relatable. Here, what's the thing? We are talking about Shakespeare writing something, and then the sentence says that are still appearing to the people. Like they're still appealing to the people, right? They still hold some value. They're still impacting us. So if something still appeals, what should be the tense of the sentence? Ahmed, right? But would you like to check upon the answer again? Figure out, what should relate. Ha, Dharya, how did you figure that out? How did you figure that out? Shakespeare dash dramas that are appealing to the people of all ages. Wrote, had written, had been writing, has written. Yes. Perfect, it should be four. Right, Arjun? And Dharya? It's still appealing, absolutely. Right, Ahmed. So what should we have? They're still appealing to people, right? So something that still touches you is in the present perfect tense. If we use present perfect tense, we use has with the verb third form. Okay? So Shakespeare has written. He's written something which is still impacting us. It's not that he just wrote it. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो काम अभी करा है. वो काम उसने कभी सदियों पहले करा था. लेकिन उसका इम्पैक्ट अभी भी आ रहा है. और वो आ रहा है अभी तक. मतलब शेक्सपियर, if we talk about Julius Caesar, if we talk about Merchant of Venice, no, Macbeth, you still recall the same lines. So it's still impacting us. If it's still as impacting as it was then, if it's still as appealing, it was written like has written. So he's just written. It seems like it's still so touchy. So Shakespeare has written dramas that are appealing to the people of all ages, right? And it says appealing to the people of all ages means it will continue to be. So यहाँ पे has been writing भी नहीं चलेगा. Continuous में अभी तो नहीं लिख रहा, लेकिन impact आगे भी रहेगा. तो has written. Answer is 4, and the tense of the sentence is present perfect tense. Why present perfect? Has है, written है, verb का third form. Tick. Can we move ahead, guys? Any doubts? Anything we did not understand? Okay, let me make you move to the next question. Again, interesting question. The barber dashed his finger while he dashed off my hair. Please try to fit in the different options and give me the answer. The barber dashed his finger while he dashed off my hair. So the barber had cut his finger while he was chopping off my hair, or the barber cut his finger while he was chopping off my hair. The barber cut his finger while he was chopping, and the barber cuts had been chopping. Definitely D nahi hoga. It's not a usual action that happens, right? He doesn't usually cut his finger. So D to nahi hona chahiye. Can we have B? Cut and chop while he chop off my hair? No, while he was chopping. So we need something in the continuation. That means A or C में से हो सकता है. Now can I say B? Cut and chop. Chop नहीं होगा. ठीक है, तो B भी नहीं होगा. Had cut, past perfect. The barber had cut his finger while he was chopping off my hair. How many of you think it could be one, guys? Why one and why C? Let's discuss this first before we get into the tenses here. Mevon went for third, Ayush went for first, Shashank went for first again, Darya went for third again. Maria is also third, Darshan is first. Okay. So what is the thing? Babar cut his finger. Right? We're talking about past, simple past. There are two actions happening here. One, he was chopping off my hair, and during that time, he cut off his finger. Right? Can I say had cut? Had cut is past perfect. Do I need a past perfect tense? No. We are not talking about, two actions happening one after the other or during something. So we'll be using simple past for the first part. That is, Babar cut his finger. It's simple past. While he was chopping off my hair. Was chopping as in, it should be past continuous. Right? So answer is C, Calcutta. Answer is the third option. Tarush fifth नहीं होगा. Cuts का मतलब usually cut करता है ना? उसको शौक नहीं अपनी फिंगर को बार बार. He's not somebody who's maybe going through some kind of depression. So cuts had been cutting doesn't make sense, but cut was chopping is correct. The barber cut his finger while he was chopping off my hair. The answer is C, Calcutta. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, next question, guys. What is the tense? In the first part of the sentence, we have simple past. In the next part of the sentence, when we talk about the finger being cut, so he was chopping. It was in continuation while his finger was cut. All right. Okay, try this one. Prasoon dashed for Bangalore early and he must dash by this time. Okay. Prasoon leave for Bangalore, left for Bangalore, and he must have reached, must be reaching, have been reached. Yeah? What do you think is the correct answer? Any tips on strategy to get all 8 VA questions correct, ma'am? Generally, I'm left with 10 minutes to hurry hurry. में 3-4 ही सही होता है. हाँ तो तरुष इसका मतलब फिर से आई थिंक टाइम मैनेजमेंट मुझे प्रॉब्लम दिख रहा है यहाँ पे. ठीक है, ऑल वीए क्वेश्चंस का मतलब आपको सच में ऑड मैन आउट एंड योर टीटा बेस्ड क्वेश्चन जितने भी हैं उसको बहुत अच्छे से प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा. एंड आई वुड सजेस्ट दैट डोंट ट्राई टू गेट कि ऑल 8 वीए हो जाए. 8 में से अगर 6 भी टच कर गया बहुत है. मतलब इतना मत करो कि पूरा 8 से 8 निकलेगा, वो नहीं निकलेगा. फिर टाइम मैनेजमेंट में वो कहीं ना कहीं you'll invest in more time on theta based questions, these 8 VA questions, and you might tend to lose on the other side, right, which is not something we are targeting. तो टीटा के क्वेश्चन एक तो अच्छे से प्रैक्टिस कर लेंगे. ठीक है, पैरा जंबल्स, पैरा समरी, पैरा कंप्लीशन, odd man out, all these question types should be practiced thoroughly if you really want to work on these VA questions. उसके बाद भी एक्सपेक्टेशंस इतना हाई सेट नहीं करना कि 8 में से 8 सही चाहिए. उसमें एक दो क्वेश्चन तो ऐसा होता ही है जो उन्होंने इतना ट्रिकी रखा होता है कि कितना भी आपको ठीक लग रहा है, you'd still make a mistake there. Even if it's not penalizing you in terms of your marks, you are being penalized in terms of your time. और इतना टाइम हमारे पास नहीं है कि हम बीए के क्वेश्चंस को इतना फीड करें कि all the BA questions are correct, but we are losing our time on the RC part. Right, Tarush? So make sure that you do invest, but very, very prudently. Carefully time invest करेंगे. ठीक? Okay, coming back to the question. So Prasoon dashed for Bangalore early and he must dash by this time. Leave for Bangalore, left for Bangalore, had left for Bangalore early. अब ये had left कब यूज करते हो? जब दो एक्शंस हो और उसमें से एक पहले हुआ है. कहने को तुम बोलोगे कि प्रसून पहले बैंगलोर से निकल गया, अब तक पहुंच गया होगा, इसमें भी दो एक्शंस है, बट ये ऐसे एक्शंस नहीं है कि एक के बाद एक हो रहा है. फॉर एग्जांपल, द पेशेंट हैड डाइड बिफोर द डॉक्टर अराइव्स, राइट? सो पेशेंट हैड डाइड बिफोर द डॉक्टर अराइव्स, ये दोनों एक्शन साथ साथ हुए. पहले पेशेंट मर गया, उसके बाद डॉक्टर आया. ये सीन यहाँ पे नहीं है. तो इफ आई यूज पेशेंट हैड डाइड, पास्ट परफेक्ट इज एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट देयर. But in this particular scenario, it is not, right? So what is the correct scenario here? I should use Prasoon left for Bangalore, not had left. That means A or C. Oh, sorry, B or D, right? B or D. So Prasoon left for Bangalore early and he must have reached by now होना चाहिए. Have been reached का कोई मतलब नहीं है. It should be he must have reached, right? Using present perfect tense again. अब तक तो पहुंच गया होगा. तो present perfect means left and have reached. The answer is B, Bombay. Oh yes, Ahmed, that's correct. ठीक है? So it's B, Bombay for this. We'll meet again on coming Sunday probably, right? Make sure that you guys again catch up at the same time, 8:30 p.m. And we'll continue from here itself in the next session. Whatever doubts you have, please keep collecting them. Whatever strategies you feel work for you, try different strategies. Try see whichever ways are the best for you to work, and then fix on one of them and keep on practicing it for yourself. All right. Thank you so very much, guys. Diwali kal hai chaat. Yes. So very happy Diwali, guys. We'll catch up post Diwali now. Have a great, happy, very carefully spend Diwali with your family, and have a very prosperous year ahead. I hope all of you get into the top B schools you really wish to get into. That's something I wish for everybody. Thank you so much, guys. See you very soon.